Hey y'all, Kate here. So now we're going to be, the 2020 wrap up, and this will include a bunch of stats because I know especially Abby at Abby Salter Books loves when I put stats in here. So we got lots of stats from 2020 for that. And I've got my favorite books, the most disappointing books, and honorable mentions from 2020. So let's just get right into it because I know a whole bunch of people have already put their videos up and I'm behind the game as usual. So let's just get right into it. In 2020, I finished a total of 115 books. And I read, not counting the books I DNF'd, I read 84,110 pages. 6 of these books were DNF'd, with about half of them I plan to return to in 2021. So that's not bad at all. I have 56% of these were print books, 20% of these were digital, and 24% were audiobooks, which I discovered my love for in 2020. Now, the ratings. 39 books were rated, but the top star ratings will do, only those, not all of them. 39 books were rated at 5 stars, 24 books were rated at 4 stars, and 17 books were rated at 3 stars. And then all the rest, will fit in between. So 20% of these books were fantasy, which is great because one of my goals for 2020 was to read more fantasy, so excellent on that. 17% of these were what I classified classics, and 12% were historical. Now, the genre ratings get a little tricky with what's the word I'm looking for? They get tricky with how it's rated and where it falls, because a lot of books I read can be put into various different genres in just one book. So that's a very rough estimate of the genres that I read. My best reading month was September with 18 books. I don't know how I did it, but apparently I did. And my slowest reading month was February with 4 books. Now, on to my favorite books from 2020. Let's just start with the best of the best. And I will have a separate video sometime coming, probably maybe tomorrow or next week, the first full week of January, that just talks in more detail about my favorite books, my top 10 books from 2020. So I'm just going to read them off, and if you want to know more about them or see more detail about them, go check that video out. So the top 10 books from 2020. The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. Becoming by Michelle Obama, and I listened to the audiobook of that, and that was fantastic. Michelle Obama narrated it herself, and it was fabulous. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman. A Gentleman in Moscow by Amar Towles. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Guards by Terry Pratchett. The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, also known as Mistborn Book 1. And Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate. Now on to the most disappointing books. And this one is hard for me because I hate to talk bad about any books, so I'm just going to talk really fast and not go into any details, because it's still, even though these books were very disappointing to me and I didn't really like them as much, it still hurts me to say it. And I also will note that a lot of these books I think were disappointing to me partly because I watched either the TV show or the movie first and then found out they were books, and so that kind of took some of that away from it. But most disappointing books: The Magician's Series by Lev Grossman, The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, Last Exit to Brooklyn by Hubert Selby Jr., The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren Weisberger, Sometimes a Great Notion by Ken Casey, and Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. And then last but not least is my honorable mentions, and these are books that didn't really fit in the best or the most disappointing category. I thoroughly enjoyed them and I wanted to give them special shout outs. So The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan, The Dutch House by Ann Patchett. Now, one note on this one, I listened to the audiobook one of this, and that was narrated by Tom Hanks, and he surprised me at how well he narrated this. I loved him as a narrator, and I don't know why I was surprised at that, but I love Tom Hanks as a narrator, and I want to find more books that he narrated, more audiobooks that he narrated. So if you know of any more, please let me know, because I would love to listen to them. Okay, continuing on. I Capture the Castle by Dottie Smith. Just Mercy, A Story of Justice and Redemption by Bryan Stevenson. Also, if you haven't seen that movie yet with Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx, also a very excellent adaptation of that memoir. The Book of Lost Fragrances by M.J. Rose. The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom, which just found me at exactly the right time. And Immortality Awaits by my very good friend Andrew Stillman. So that is my 2020 wrap-up. Let me know what your favorite books of 2020 were and what your disappointing books were. Also, what are you looking forward to reading in 2021? I can't wait to read with y'all. We've got, like I've said before in other videos, we've got exciting announcements coming very soon about 2020 on this channel, so I can't wait for you guys to find out about that. And you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends, and keep reading. Happy 2021, everyone.